Welcome, everybody, to Paws Podcast. I am Drew Cappuccino here at 216 Creator Studios and our pilot show with Nicole Shuma. It's been highly awaited. Everybody's been asking me, Nicole, when is this podcast going to start? It is starting right now. Welcome to Paws Podcast, which is, I'm really excited. We got Adrian Briones in the house. He is producing with me today. Listen. When you watch a show, if you like what you see, go to that YouTube channel. Click on the live tab for 216 Creator Studios. Like, share, subscribe, smash that bell. That way you get future notifications that kind of come in, especially for Nicole's show, Paws Podcast. Nicole.
Hello.
Welcome to the platform. I'm excited.
Thank you. I'm excited too.
So our pilot episode, it's our first episode. As you can see, we got all kinds of stuffed animals and coffee up there. I'm sure that Nicole's got a ton of things that she wants to share with us on her intro pilot episode. What do you got, Nicole?
Okay. Pretty much I'm going to start with, I'm Nicole. I'm your host, and this is my show, Paws Podcast. And I'm very excited to be here. And I thank Drew for giving me this opportunity and coming into my life. It was kind of off of just bumping into you, and we're just going from there.
It's a mutual.
So I'm married. I'm 52. My husband is Scott, and he is very loving and supporting me of my mission and what I want to do. So I thank him for that. My daughter has helped create the color palette and make sure that everything is spelled correctly. She's very good at all that stuff, so she backs me up there. And my son, I bounce things off of him when I need like something funny or add a little twist on his stuff and not just be so boring. So I call him up or I text him, and he's always giving me ideas and things to work off of. So I thank them for always supporting me and helping me. I also want to give a shout out to my mom and my aunt. They're amazing. They back me up. They help me with everything. They help me when I have fosters. They babysit for me. And they never say no matter how many animals I'm taking with me.
Real quick, I want to mention, so I've met your husband.
Scott.
Yeah. Awesome guy, by the way. And, he, number one, I got a big fat head. And his arms are the size of my big fat head. He's a big dude.
Right.
Fireman, scuba diver instructor. I mean, he's a show waiting to happen, too. You plan on having him on the show at all?
Yeah, I think we're going to do a show together and kind of go through the life of fostering and what it does for us and what it brings to our home.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I think people need to see how you can work together and how, it's not easy, but you can do it.
Yeah.
Especially if you work and you have fosters and all that kind of stuff. But
so how many, you have some more props to give there that you want to give out to anybody? I
think my family is my most important.
Well, yeah. Well, it should be, right?
I do want to give a shout out to Canine Crunchery. Jan is amazing. She makes dog treats and has a store and has other animal related items. She gave me a chance. She bought my coffee. She's selling my coffee.
That's awesome.
She's a very warm, loving person, and everyone who comes in there with their animals feels it. She appreciates her customers, and I'm happy to be associated with her. So in return, I, at my shows, I sell her dog treats.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. So I'm excited to be working with her. Cherry Valley Feed also gave me a start. They purchased my coffee, and I am very happy to be associated with them. They're another great animal and food store. They're amazing group of people, very friendly, customer orientated and animal lovers.
Awesome. You're going to have them on the show?
Oh, I'm working on those guys. 815. I'm in 815 now, Belvedere. He's amazing. If you want a space to rent, he's very flexible. He'll help you, give you ideas. So he's another resource. I just want to kind of put out there what this means to me. Fostering and animals are everything to me. When I was going through a hard time in my life, I could have picked something bad, I guess, drugs, alcohol. But on the way home from work, instead of going straight, I would turn left and I would go to the Humane Society and I would do laundry. I would clean kennels. I would lay with the animals. I would sit for a half hour in the cat room. And when you're broken, you get such an association with the animals because they just want a loving home, and they're not necessarily broken, maybe misunderstood. They're going through a hard time. They had a home, maybe didn't have a home. Now they're in the shelter and they're waiting for their forever home. And it was kind of like, for me, I was finding myself again in who I was going to be. And animals really is what kept me going. And then I started fostering for a group there and filling my home with animals and helping keep my time occupied so I wasn't so sad, because that's the truth. I mean, I didn't like being divorced. I didn't want to do that. And I felt very relatable to animals. So my goals for the animals, now that I foster, right now I have 5 bottle-fed kittens. I have a mama and 4 babies, and in 2 weeks I get a puppy. And I love doing that. I've had them since they were 4 days old. And you don't know if you're going to be able to take care of 4-day-old kittens and how they're going to grow. And it's just very rewarding. This morning I was laying on the floor with them and they were all crawling all over me, and they're finally growing and eating food, and just all the love and everything that you feel from them is what keeps me going through, getting them through and being them healthy as they can be. As far as how I got started, when I was in college, I needed a final paper, actually a PowerPoint. And I love coffee and I love cats. And so I made up this business, and it was pretty much just, I never thought it was going to come true. I just thought this was going to be a grade for graduating. And the more I thought about it and the more I showed people, they're like, you can do this. And I guess my biggest supporter that I went over with this was my dad. And he said, how crazy would that be to have coffee and promote animals and have cats on the bag? And I'm like, Dad, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I can afford this. And he goes, you can do this. I know you can. You can figure it out and you can do this. And so I wish today that he was here to see that it's actually a reality. I don't know how successful I'm going to be, but I'm going to try and be successful as I can at this because of what it means to me. Last night, I had my first outdoor show. I'm by myself. Find my spot finally. Unloading the car, getting my tent up. Oh, and everybody there at Rockton was amazing. They knew it was my first show, so helped me set up my tent. Okay, so I'm going. All of a sudden, whoosh.
Wind.
My whole entire display hit the ground. Then another gust of wind took out my table and all of my shirts. And I'm like ready to cry. I'm all by myself. I don't know anybody.
Oh, no.
And so everybody's trying to help me and keep me calm and make me stay there. And they're like, you only get beat if you quit.
That's right. You only fail if you quit.
Right.
That's right.
So I just picked everything else up, took a deep breath, and because of my drive and how I want to be and what my goals are, I sat back up, and every time the wind whooshed, I had to hold everything down and pray that it wasn't going to go all over the park. The wind did die down, and it did end up being a good night. And my booth was a little wonky. It wasn't the way I wanted to, so I had to just suffer the way it was. So hopefully next Wednesday when I'm in Rockton, it will look much better. And I'm going to have more securing to hold things down. So lesson learned, my first outdoor market.
So let me ask you a question. So you did this paper at school. It was like a business idea about coffee.
Yeah.
Right. And you made that a reality.
Yes.
To where now the funds from the coffee go to the animals that you foster.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And so how many animals do you have right now?
I have 10 right now.
Okay.
Last year, this time I had 17. So I'm a little bit down because 5 bottle fed kittens keep you very busy.
Oh, goodness gracious. Right.
Yeah.
And so now that you have all these animals and you're selling this coffee, which is great, by the way, I big props. One of the biggest things that really struck me about you is, and the answer wasn't like, I don't know if I could do this, but I'm going to try to find a way to get funds for elderly people to get their animals vaccinated because of the expense. People are getting rid of their animals, these elderly. And it wasn't like you said it like that. You said, oh, I'm going to find a way.
Yes.
And I was like, this woman is tough. She is tough. When I first met you, and we connected right away.
Yes.
And I got a big heart for animals as well. I don't know if I can foster 17 animals in my house. I have 2 kids that equal 30 animals as it is. Therefore, but it's nice to know that there's somebody doing this. And so real quick, what I want to do is, let's pull up your website real quick.
Okay.
And kind of take a look. So Perks for Paws is the name of the business. Yeah.
Yes.
And it looks like, a nice little website. And you can buy things right from the site, and that money goes towards a great cause, right?
Yes, it does.
So we do candles as well.
Yeah.
That was a very confident yes. Let's just say that you're probably running out of candles because they've been selling a lot. So coffee and tea and accessories. We got, dark roast, ground coffee. It looks like you got the coffees, the accessories. People can subscribe to the emails right from here. Your partnerships that are helping you, affiliation with Anderson Humane Society and Paws Humane Society, which is awesome.
Yeah. Can I talk about them quick?
Yeah, let's do that.
Anderson, is out of Elgin. I love fostering for them. I foster cats there. They're a very great group of people. The way they do things and how close I've gotten to them and their love for the animals and the fundraisers that they do. It's amazing. It's amazing what one organization can do, let alone what many can do. Everyone there has got a place in my heart. And Paws, I love fostering for Paws. I love their system. I love the people. I love being involved there. I foster puppies for them. I want to do a little shout out here on Saturday, June 22nd from 10 to 2 at 7282 North Cherry Valley Mall Drive. We are having a Paws Humane Society 2nd annual flea market. So right now people are signing up. All the proceeds are going to go to Paws. So anybody that would like to come out and support, or if you'd like to be a vendor, you can go on the Paws website. And please visit these 2 organizations or any of your local humane societies. fill out the application, see what's out there, see what you like, take a visit, adopt before you shop.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
Every animal needs a chance, and some people don't realize that animals, they're part of your family.
Yes.
If you haven't had an animal, moving into an animal life, they're like, I want the perfect puppy. Well, listen, that perfect puppy's going to eat your couch.
Right. Or your
Nothing
favorite
is-
Harley Davidson sandals.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Right. So there's nothing perfect, right?
No.
They are like children.
Yeah.
And so they are not children. I don't want to get that confused, but they are like children. They need
Yeah.
that kind of love
Yeah.
and understanding. And so if somebody wanted to see the animals that you have, so they can adopt, is that a possibility, or are you just?
I basically just care for them in my home,
Okay.
and I let the organizations do
They manage
the.
all that. Okay.
Yeah. So as soon as they go for their spade and neuters, they go up on the website and then they're available.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So, in order to, let's bring this up real quick, which is, got a QR code there, folks. Go ahead, scan that there with the old pocket computer, the cell phone. You can't tell I'm Gen X when I gotta say pocket computer. Perks for Paws Collective. Get a bag of coffee. Listen, everybody loves coffee. It's not made of animals. Let's just not confuse that right away.
Oh, right. And don't give it to your animals.
And don't give it to your
Right.
animals.
It's not coffee
It's
for
meant
animals.
For you, and the money is donated towards the animals. That's what it's meant for. I
Right.
just want to clarify that.
Yes. Yes.
So yeah, reach out. What's the best way for them to get a hold of you?
My email would be good.
And what's that?
It's Nicole at perksforpawscollective.com.
Okay.
They can go to my website, which is perksforpawscollective.com.
All this information will be in the description of this show as well. You guys can go ahead and read the description below. Click that link. Go to her website. Check it out. Click her email. Order a bag. Order 2. Hell, order 10. If you're a store and you want to sell this coffee, she's looking for that. So, whatever, there's so many people out there that are believing in this cause that you do. Obviously, I wouldn't have you here doing what you're doing with us. I believe that this is a great way to reach out to them in order for them to reach out to you and say, how do we help you build this empire? Right.
Right. Because it's much more than the coffee and the tea. It's building my dream to be able to foster hope and support fostering, and the things are out there. There's so many animals that are in foster. There's so many animals that are surrendered every day. There is so many people that can't afford their animals. And I am going to go into that in one of my shows of where you can go to get help, where there are food banks for your animals. You're having a tough time for a week or 2 or a month or whatever it is. Go there, use their resources.
Yep.
Another goal of mine is I'm very much into spade and neutering, because that really is the only way we can control the pet population. So my goal is to be successful and give out vouchers, kind of working on how and where with a couple different places of how you do that. And then also sponsoring distemper and rabies. Those are another important thing for the animals to have. So the more I get out here, the more I get known, the more I can, sell and be profitable, the more animals I can help.
Yep. And for the show here too, if you want to sponsor this show and help Nicole, you can sponsor the show. You get things that go along with it, guest appearance, along with, we will go ahead and market them on your show, do live reads of their businesses as well. So feel free, folks, to reach out to Nicole. She'll be looking for some sponsors for her show as well, which also is kind of a donation towards what we have going on with the animals too. So
Amazing.
we got some good piano music in the background there. We are in our music studio today, so it is all good. Anything you want to add to that?
I want to let people know that when I'm here and I'm talking, I don't know everything. I know what I know, and I know what works for me. So when you're thinking about fostering or doing something to support animals, it's all at what level you can handle. I'm pretty crazy. I'm an overachiever, and I never say no. If there's a batch of kittens or a litter of puppies or a puppy, I'm like, ooh, I can make a little more room. Or I call up Scott and I say, how much do you love me? And he goes, how many are you bringing home?
No way.
Yeah. I'm like, can you please run downstairs and get another cage? And we got to set up another thing. I mean, I have a cat room upstairs, which is really nice. And we're decorating with cat pictures. They even have their own couch.
No boy.
Yep. Cat couch. You can go in there and sit.
You're never going to give these animals up for adoption.
I do. I cry a lot.
I bet you do.
It's very, very hard, and I'm sad all the way home, but I know I got them to where they need to be, to get adopted and be into their new family. But right now, my living room has turned into a cat room.
Into a cat room now.
Yeah.
That's okay. I mean, well, listen, the whole goal is for you to grow and then have a facility. So this kind of changes the dynamic in your house a little bit, doesn't it?
That would be like a way, way big dream.
Nice. Well, let's dream big. How about that? I'm okay with that. Are you okay with that?
I can handle right now.
You're like, it's my first episode.
Yeah, but it's my first episode. Oh my gosh.
Hey, well, you told everybody that you'll take anything that comes in. So when you get all these emails of them going, I got like a bag of mice. I can drop off at your house tomorrow.
I'm not really a big fan of mice. I like rats though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What?
I forgot. I wanted to say, on the adopt bag, that's my baby. His name is Cooper, and I adopted him from Texas, and he is the love of my life.
Nice.
Take him everywhere.
Sorry, Scott.
Yeah. Scott knows where he rates. Animals, Scott. Always.
Oh man.
And then the kitten on the foster bag, I had to choose that photo because when I got her, she was 11 from the hoarding place that we took. And I took all 11 of the sick kittens.
Okay.
And their eyes were swelled shut and they were bulged like this. They were very, very skinny. So every 4 hours, I was soaking their eyes because I wanted to save their eyes. I saved all their eyes.
Nice.
And that was my goal, and I set out to do it. And they had to take a lot of antibiotics. You had to make sure they were eating and getting enough nutrition. There was just so much interbreeding that they just weren't like normal little kittens. They needed a lot of love.
Do you do birds?
I have not done birds.
Okay.
Yeah, I could probably do birds. I guess I would have to see.
Because in our ceiling here, there is a family of ravens that are stuck in this building.
Oh.
And so I need somebody to come and remove them. They blocked off the hole and said they couldn't remove them by law. I'm like, this isn't a tree outside that you're cutting down, right? That was just an excuse to be like, I'm not touching those birds. So they blocked off the holes here, right? We have a big studio here, folks. And so it's a big open vaulted ceiling kind of thing with drop ceiling in it. So they're living above. You hear the babies chirping once in a while. There's a family of them.
Wow, they're going to get out.
4 days. It's been 4 days now. I don't know. You know. So if we can get them down, would you take them? I don't know what to do with them if I can get them down. What do I do with them?
I know that's a really good question.
You might have to reach out to your peeps.
Yeah.
For the chirps.
Yeah, because Anderson does have a wildlife section.
Okay.
that will
would be the
take.
question. Otherwise, you're just
Yeah.
going to starve to death.
Oh,
Slowly.
I don't want to.
No, I know. I'm just saying. Well, I'm just saying. I mean, listen, folks. These are the things that are out there. This is how harsh it is in the world.
Yeah,
And they're animals, right? And
Yeah.
they all deserve to live.
exactly.
I found that space and I was like, look at this awesome space I'm going to raise my family in.
Right.
And then the building owner was like, right? And I'm like, well, what are you going to do with the raise? Like, that's not my problem. Oh, okay, great. Right? So
Well, maybe we'll have to look after the show and see if we
we'll
can
have
get them
to,
out.
yeah.
Hoist me up in the
I believe
ceiling.
they're ravens. So my business partner is afraid of birds. He says they'll go right for your eyes. They'll go right for your eyes. He's
The mom's up there too?
I'm pretty sure both parents are in here. Yeah.
Oh, well, we might have to investigate that.
Yeah. See, I love it. She's like, whatever. We're gonna save these. Love it. I love it. So so rats, ferrets, right?
Ferrets.
Which is awesome. Are you? I love ferrets.
Yes, so do I.
I'm looking for a smaller female if you have one. Just to let you know.
Okay.
Kids are like, I want a ferret.
All right, awesome.
Ferret, so
Awesome.
I'll help with you on that one for sure.
Okay.
And so listen, instead of why buy new? There's plenty out there that need love and support.
Oh, yeah.
So feel free to reach out to Nicole or the Humane Society, right? That you're
Right.
with. How do people get a hold of them? What's the best answer for that?
My best thing would say, Google it.
How about this? Are they on your partnership page?
Oh, the two that I work with, yes, are on my partnership page. But if you are listening to the show and you want to help locally,
Right.
Google and see what's out there in your local
area.
what's in your area
That's right.
that you can help out and make a difference in your community.
Yeah.
Google it. I like to visit the places that I want to help. So I don't just foster, I also go to other humane societies fundraisers.
Okay.
When I can go, I go to bingo, I go to other shows, I rent spaces. Oh yeah. And then the last one we rented a space from, I didn't really realize there was going to be dogs there to adopt. There was. We did not plan on a second dog.
Okay.
Here comes Princess Anna. I fell in love with her, and I really tried not to fall in love with her. I was already in love with her, and then they're like, she's deaf.
Oh God.
That didn't change the way I felt about her.
No, but now she needs that extra, right?
Right. I was worried that I couldn't be a good enough mom to take care of her. And I didn't know anything about deaf animals. But then Scott met her, and Scott, we weren't leaving without her. I know it. I knew it the second. And so now we have her, and she's amazing. She went to school,
Okay.
Learned sign language, learned stuff. Yeah. I'm still
smarter than me.
right. The dog is smart. Yeah, it's crazy. So I'm trying to learn the language and how to talk to her and stuff. Me and her kind of got our own thing going on, but really special needs animals, don't shy away from them.
Right.
They're actually just like any other dog or cat or animal. You just have to figure out how to communicate with them. What works for you and like when she's taking a nap, I don't just run up to her and I slowly slide my hand like, hey, wake up, we got to go, or, want to go outside or whatever. It's really amazing. Not that I didn't think we couldn't do it, but you don't really know. So don't give up or don't not consider a dog with one leg, one eye, a cat with one leg, one eye, blind, deaf. She gives us so much joy and so much love.
Yeah.
Part
of the family. Part of
the
family.
Yeah. You know what? Except for her collar saying I'm deaf, so that people know not to startle her is the biggest thing. And God forbid if she ever got out, people would know why she's not listening.
Right.
It's just, I don't know. Special needs animals are special in themselves.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, you're so emotional about all this. I've watched you take a couple breaths before answering a question, before I've seen you, before you start talking about something. It's almost like you're like, I said I wasn't going to do this, and
right.
you point your finger like,
Yeah.
But that's what makes you, and the awesome things that you're doing is because you're so emotional about it. You have so much love to give out of it. I'm proud of you. I'm
Thank
sure
you.
Scott's proud of you too. He was probably like with that adopted dog. He was probably like, just go put down the back seat.
Right.
Yeah. I have a dog at home. His name is Chewy.
I love that.
He's a Rashan Shih Tzu, and I saved him from 3 houses down.
Nice.
And it wasn't like she was doing anything intentional. She just never owned a dog before. So she had rabbits living in a garage, and this is in the middle of winter. The dog is in a cage in the garage as a puppy with these rabbits. And I was like, it's not a rabbit. And she was like, oh, I'm going to give you the dog.
Right.
And she was like, okay. And she did. And then she brought out all this stuff. She felt horrible. But now she's got dogs now, and she's understanding how to,
right.
instead of being like that.
Yeah.
But she gets to see him. She's like,
oh, right. Yeah.
This dog's got so
and
much
she
love.
knows that he's well taken care of. So
he is so spoiled. My youngest calls him the king. And he gets spy days. I got 2 girls at home, and he is just so spoiled. And I love him dearly, but it's almost like I feel like a stranger in my own house when he's in my room because he's taking over.
Right.
But love him. He is family.
Yeah.
And so, he knows he's an aggressive little guy. He barks at leaves. He thinks everything's out to get him or is taking over his territory. When people walk into my house, he's instantly on top of them, and we're trying to train him,
Yeah, we have one like that too.
He's up there in age a little bit now. And,
yeah.
I'm like, you guys got to understand, this dog was living in a cage in a garage in freezing weather.
Right.
He is now happy, and this is his house, and he's like, what are you doing here? This is mine.
Right.
Nope, you can't come in. Nope, mine.
Right.
But the moment you start petting him, he's your dog. He's in your lap. He doesn't want you to stop. He doesn't want him. He's lazy. He's a lazy dog. I look at other dogs. We try to train him. I look at other dogs. There's a guy running down the street, no leash. He's got his dog, and he's like, he yells out a word like "pork chop," and the thing makes a right. I'm like, what? I look at my dog. I'm like, you're so lazy. As it's just laying there chewing on a bone. But I was happy to get him. And with his age now, and he's got that Patel, the kneecap problem.
Oh, yes.
And he's a little short. He looks like Chewbacca, so we didn't know Chewy. He's got a haircut coming around the corner. But so I got one, right? You got like fistfuls of animals.
Well, besides my fosters, I have Monkey, who is a foster fail from the hoarding situation.
Wait, hold on. You have a monkey?
No, her name is Monkey.
Oh, okay.
Because when she was a baby, she looked funny and she walked like a monkey. So that's how she got her name.
Well, I was told that you said monkey. I got nervous because I heard that one of the most dangerous animals in the world is the white-faced capuchin monkey.
Yeah, no monkeys.
Okay.
No monkeys. Then we have Sandy, foster fail. Her situation was really sad. Her kittens I tried to save them. And everyone just faded away, and it's fading cat syndrome, and there's nothing you can do to save them. So she ended up staying. Woody is Woody Bear. He was in the woods. His face was cut open. It was wet. It was cold. He was, literally screaming his head off when my mom brought him home. Okay, so then I got another cat. Then I got Cooper. And then I got Chloe and Hazel, which are my girl ferrets. And then Julius came to our house as a foster. But when I let him out with my girls, I have never seen such a happy little ferret in my entire life. Those 3 run around the house like a trio.
Those are permanent fixtures in your house. You know that, right? They're
Yes.
not going
Yeah, we already adopted him. He's, yeah.
You can't separate those girls, you know, the two ferrets.
Oh, no, I would never,
Yeah.
ever.
You know,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
a lifetime right there.
Yeah, what was it? Last night? No, 2 nights ago. It was ferret bath night and nail night. I don't know why I cleaned the bathroom before, but it was destroyed afterwards. Because when you bathe a ferret, you think a dog gets the zoomies, ferrets go crazy and shake and run and rub on everything. It's insane.
I had a female, we named her Pookie, from Garfield's teddy bear. And she I don't think she thought she was a ferret. She was an undersized female. And she would just climb up on you and curl up in a ball on your stomach as you're laying there. Or if you had a balloon, she was your best friend. She would grab that string and run around the house with it. She would zoom me with everything too. Yeah. And they removed the scent pouches, but she still always had that tiny bit of a skunk smell to her.
It does. Yeah.
But that was like how you knew it was her scent.
Right.
It wasn't like overpowering and people like, that thing smells and it looks like
right.
a rodent. I'm like, well, so do you, but we
right.
win. Right.
You know what? Really, honestly, I keep up on washing their blankets and their hammocks.
Yep.
Keep their cages clean, and once in a while, give them a bath.
Yeah, and they go in a litter box.
Right.
Which is awesome.
Yeah. Exactly.
I built the cage for Pookie out of crates that I had, and then chicken wired it. And rolled all the edges in so there was no sharp edges anymore.
Right, yeah.
And we built a tunneling system and everything else. It was 4 or 5 levels that I had this thing in my room. And she lived a great life. She really did. She got old to the point where she wasn't acting right. And when we took her to the vet, they're like, it's time.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, it destroyed me. I was in Arizona when it happened.
Oh.
So my brother called me and I was destroyed for weeks over it, just because I wasn't even there.
Right.
I'm like, ugh. But my girls are like, can we get a ferret? I'm like, then they see an otter. Can we get an otter? I'm like, no. Can we get a raccoon? I'm like, no.
No.
No. All those exotic things. I'm like, you have no idea what it takes to take care of those things.
It's more work and specialer.
Correct.
And their food and their habitat, and to kind of keep it more natural. Those animals need natural environment. I agree. Talking about ferrets, I wanted to let you know, I also met a great, let me see, Boy Scout, Girl Scouts. It's Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts now.
Yeah.
It's boys and girls. So she invited me to summer camp this summer.
Cool.
So I'm so excited. I'm going to take the ferrets to summer camp, and we're going to do giving back activities. I want to teach them about the ferrets and teach them about animals, any questions or stuff they'd like to know. But we're going to do one activity of making catnip toys for the cats, and we're going to cut up hot dogs for the dogs. So I don't just foster. I like to try to educate. I believe that every child should have an animal.
Yeah. And educate responsibility.
Exactly.
Absolutely. 100% agree with you. Yeah.
Yeah. Like if you should always take your kids. I mean, I know some parents want to surprise their kids with a puppy and stuff like that. Or prepare them.
Yep.
All right. Well, this was a lot easier than I thought.
Well, time goes by so fast,
Yeah.
We got like a band happening in the background, which is awesome.
Yeah.
So there's extra music. There's no extra charge for that, by the way. Listen, so real quick before we go, so we have some really exciting episodes coming up with you. You're going to have a special guest. You're going to be bringing animals in here.
I am.
And we're going to do a couple live episodes so people can chat in and talk about those animals too.
Yeah.
And so, I'm excited. Let us know what the next episode's going to be about. Any idea?
The next episode is going to be about fostering and getting involved. Okay. And it's not just fostering. There's so many things that you can do that they need help with. you can't believe it. I didn't even know. And I have everything printed off, and I'm going to whip it out there and tell you what I know.
Yeah.
And go from there.
Well, that's awesome. So I'll be expecting some remote guests, some guests in house.
Yes.
Stuff like that.
That's coming too. I'm going to have Primo and Farmina, hopefully. These girls are amazing. Yeah.
So stay tuned, folks. Every third Thursday of the month at around 6 p.m. Paws Podcast, brought to you here with Nicole Shuma. And Aldrin didn't even get a chance to, I keep calling him Adrian. One day he's going to punch me right in the face. Aldrin didn't even get a chance. Do you have any animals?
Don't.
No. You know?
I've always
Are
wanted
you the
them.
animal?
Well, we can always fix that.
Right.
You know.
You will be leaving with animals.
That'd be great.
as we move out.
Yeah.
So, awesome. Well, you want to send us out?
Yeah. Thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed my show. And we'll see you next time.
Sounds good. See you next time, folks.